Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your girl Athena Khan, your Boston's finest, here with the first debut of the Boston Ballroom Talk. Boy, do we have some interviews set up for you for this year in general. This is the first episode ever, and we're starting off with one of our own original Boston's finest, none other than the legendary Jahaira Balenciaga, who we're going to be interviewing today. We have some questions that we're going to be asking her, general questions, not just around ballroom, but around personal life also, just to see where she's at in and outside of ballroom. And we're going to be doing this throughout the year. Me and my sister, Peppermint Patty, created this channel for Boston just so we can help put Boston out there so people can see the talent, so people can see the legends or some of the icon or the statements and stars that we have in our state and or city. So get ready. So we do have here today my mother, none other than Femme Queen Riddles herself, the legendary Jahaira Balenciaga. Let's welcome her.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm hungry.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
It is a pleasure to be part of the debut of another amazing Boston foundation getting ready to be laid and built upon. I wish I was getting ready to be laid.
Yes. It's been so long for me. Marvelous. So, I just want to brace y'all now. Y'all know when we get together, we are two crazy fools. So just prepare yourself now for a crazy interview.
Shouts out to everybody in Boston and New England at large. It is a bittersweet time to be away from you, and I definitely miss a great deal of you, and hopefully you will be seeing me soon.
Yes, you will. I'm here in Kentucky visiting and enjoying myself. You know, ironically, I came to Kentucky, and it's funny, I went to the KFC just to see if there was a difference between the Boston KFC or the up north KFC than it was down here. And down here, the KFC floors are clean. The chicken is actually crispy, and the skin is not falling off the meat. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Just marvelous. But nevertheless, we are here for the interview. So, I guess we can kick off with these questions. Are you ready?
I feel like I need another cigarette.
Okay.
But yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So the first question tonight is going to be, what year did you first start rocking balls?
Well, I had heard rumblings of the ballroom scene in 1996, but the first ball I ever walked was 1997.
Okay.
Yeah. The Mambo Spring Ball, put together by Kurt. Some of the old heads will remember Kurt. Kurt from Zimbabwe, an incredibly handsome guy. And yeah, that was the first ball I ever attended at the Villa Victoria, the legendary, Boston's legend, Villa Victoria, a.k.a. the Jorge Hernandez Cultural Center.
Yes, that's it.
A.k.a. the church.
What was your first category?
My first category happened upon me by accident. Well, the short version of a long story is my first category was runway. I was at the Mambo Spring Ball. I was enjoying myself, but I was very confused by a lot of what was going on because my sister, the legendary Talia, aka Indigo, had dragged me out for this.
Shouts out to Indigo.
Yes, big shout out to my sister. She had dragged me out for the ball, and I really didn't know what was going on. I had seen Truth or Dare, the documentary that Madonna had produced and starred in and everything along those lines. So I understood the concept of old way, but Vogue Femme was so foreign to me. I didn't understand it at all. It was so many backs upon the floor, and it was just highly confusing. And then I got bored, and when I get bored, anybody who knows me knows that I tend to make my own fun wherever I'm at. And so this category, Open to All Retro Runway, was called, and I happened to be wearing, this is more than a little embarrassing, I happened to be wearing a black blouse with a lace shirt over it and black stretch pants that had white daisies on the bottom. They were true bell-bottoms with black platform shoes. I did not know how to dress, and you don't have to tell me I didn't know how to dress. But, yeah, I took a look at my outfit, and I said, well, it kind of looks like something from the 60s, so I walked, and I won. And so, yeah, runway became my category for some time.
Okay. What was your first house? What was the first house, or when you first started walking these balls, was there a house that you desired to be in before you actually got into your first house?
No, honestly there wasn't, because I had no idea of what, the concept of a house really was.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna kill me. Indigo and I, and a select group of us, used to call ourselves the House of Mizrahi Vidadini. And like long before the Kiki scene emerged, that's what we were. We were just a clique, and we hung around, and you barely would not see me without her, and vice versa. Like, we were two peas in a pod, and that's what we called ourselves. But by the time houses, the La Beiges were already present, the Ebonies and the Pradas were already present, but by the time real Boston-based houses started to form was when I got into it.
Okay. What was your first house?
The House of Essence. Now, this is not to be confused with the mainstream New York City, New Jersey-based House of Essence, like Fuquan Essence and them. Our house was purely Boston and Providence-based, and we were known as the House of Essence, and we walked both in-state and in New York.
So, in the midst of walking in New York, do you remember what your first ball was in New York that you attended and or walked?
The first ball in New York that I attended was the House of Infinity Ball. And I want to say that was 98. Mm-hmm. Don't quote me, it could have been 99, but I want to say 98. And myself, Indigo, my brother Derek, shouts to Derek, of course, and another Boston patron attended that ball. And I remember it so vividly because the House of Infinity was not to be toyed with in the late 90s. And the running joke was that they called themselves the House of Infinity because their Grand March went on forever. They had chapters for your nerves. And yeah, just one person after another, and they was coming. So yeah, House of Infinity. Amazing, amazing opportunity for me. And that's where I first met people like Rose Chanel. And first saw Brian Infinity, who was my major ballroom crush.
I think we all have one of those.
Yes.
Let's see. So, in the midst of you walking balls, and we know that you're legendary now.
I am.
And I don't know if it was ever established in Boston, but we do say congratulations.
Thank you.
Out of everyone in Boston, you are, along with other people, one of the main legends from our scene that has taken our city far, and we do thank you for that.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Do you see yourself going any further to maybe iconic status, Hall of Famer, maybe dishwasher? I don't know.
There's always paper plates, though.
Which I forgot we had.
I cannot say with any great deal of certainty whether that is in my future. I really can't. I mean, I have the utmost respect for the icons and the Hall of Famers of the ballroom scene, and I think it's going to depend on how invested my interest remains. Mm-hmm. But, I'm still, I don't know that I'm a new legend, but I'm still relatively new in the way of legendary, and that's just too much to think about right now. The idea of 20 years in is cashing in my 401k and pumping it down the runway. I just don't know. I don't know.
Yes.
Stay tuned.
2050,
right.
In a wheelchair.
Right. Me and my hover round. I'm real.
Yeah.
Real old, but I'm real.